Good morning, church. So, today we are in John chapter 4, no surprise there, and we're talking about the food of Jesus. In the meantime, the disciples kept urging him, "Rabbi, eat something." But he said, "I have food to eat that you don't know about." The disciples said to one another, "Could someone have brought him something to eat?" "My food is to do the will of him who sent me and to finish his work," Jesus told them. "Don't you say there are still 4 more months and then comes the harvest? Listen to what I'm telling you. Open your eyes and look at the fields because they are already ready for harvest. The reaper is already receiving pay and gathering fruit for eternal life so that the sower and reaper can rejoice together. For in this case, the saying is true. One sows and another reaps. I tell you, I sent you to reap what you didn't labor for. Others have labored, and you have benefited from their labor." What I want to focus on is food to eat that I don't know about. Now, the scene here is the Samaritan woman has run off back to the village, and the people are coming back, and I believe that's kind of the view when Jesus says, "Look, the fields are ripe for the world," as those people are coming in and saying, "Look, that there's these people that you can witness to, and there's so many more like them." But what is so fascinating is they want him to eat some bread, and he doesn't. He must be fasting. I think that Jesus fasted regularly, but he also says, you can't fast while the groom is here, for the wedding preparations. But he doesn't eat the bread. But he says, "I have food you don't know about," and the disciples don't understand. This really reminds me of when they're on the boat and Jesus teaches them, "Beware of the leaven of the Sadducees and the Pharisees." And they look at each other and they say, "What does this mean? Is he saying this because we forgot to bring bread on the boat or what?" And again, they misunderstand him here. Could someone else have brought food to him? But he says, "My work is to do the will of him who sent me and to finish his work." And in John chapter 8, we hear the work of the believer is to believe. Jesus says, "My food is to do the work." And Jesus later tells the believers, "Your work is to believe." Another connection I wonder if we could bring in is when Jesus is talking about how to pray. And he says, "Give us today our daily bread." I need food for today, God. We could see in that a physical request. We're asking God for our daily physical provision. We could also see that if we tie it in with this verse here, a spiritual request. Give us food for today. Give us our daily chores. What do you want me to do today, God? What is my daily bread? And that is a prayer that we could add into our daily routine. First thing in the morning, maybe even before our feet hit the floor out of bed, to say, "God, please, I need my daily bread. What do you want me to do today? What is the task that you have for me?" And church, if we orient our lives around that, if we put ourselves in a position to have this kind of audacious belief, this just incredible faith of this impossible God that we have to say, "Yes, Lord, I will obey and I will accomplish the task that you have given me today in your power, in the way that you want," it would just be world-changing. It would be remarkable. So remember, even as you eat breakfast today, if you're a breakfast eater, Jesus is teaching you the real food, the real meat is to do the will of our God who is sending us out to be his hands and feet in this world. Love you, church. We'll talk to you soon again.